Single adults and families are being turned back, but if Mexico does not have the shelter capacity, we are accepting families that have small children because of their safety, and we're processing them for asylum.
Tyler Moran, Special Assistant to the President for Immigration for the Domestic Policy Council. President Biden's put Vice President Harris in charge of the administration's effort to stem the crisis at the border. He says she is the best person for the job. Japanese and South Korean news agencies say North Korea has conducted another missile test launch. An historic inauguration today in Boston.
Every little girl watching today can see that Boston is a city of possibilities.
Kim Janey was sworn in as the city's 55th mayor and the first woman and person of color to hold the office. The son of farm worker organizers who went on to earn a law degree from Yale is California's new attorney general. Rob Bonta is the first Filipino in the position. You're listening to ABC News.
It's all about the nose. It's your air filter, the first line of defense against bacteria and viruses. If too many germs get stuck in your nose, guess what? You get sick. That's why it's so important to keep your nose clean, just like washing your hands. Nasal irrigation gets rid of germs by rinsing the nasal cavity, but neti pots are hard to use and, frankly, kind of gross. Now there's a better way to keep your nose clean and help your body protect itself. It's called Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, bacteria, and viruses. Millions use Navage for fast, all-natural relief from sinus congestion and allergies, and to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage is easy to use, affordable, and comes with an absolute guarantee of satisfaction. You wash your hands and brush your teeth every day. Now it's time to start cleaning your nose with Navage. At Navage.com, CVS, Walgreens, Bed Bath, Target, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
The American Red Cross launches its annual Giving Day.
Despite a record-setting year for disasters and disaster response, Senior Vice President Trevor Riggin says,
the Red Cross is very strong right now, but we are expecting 2021 to just continue on that same path we saw last year.
And he says every dollar donated helps at the individual level.
As we look in tornado season and flood season and ahead to hurricane season, it's so important that people be prepared.
He urges families to plan emergency escape routes from their homes and to put together disaster kits now before the next disaster. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
China is hitting back at the EU for sanctions imposed over human rights abuses.
China imposing new sanctions on 10 European Union citizens and 4 EU entities for what it calls, quote, gross interference in its internal affairs and for, quote, flagrantly violating international law. The list of individuals includes 5 members of the EU Parliament, EU Human Rights and Security Committee members, as well as a U.S.-based German scholar who published reports of abuse against Uyghur minorities. The U.S. and UK have also recently sanctioned China. Inez Deleguatera, ABC News, Paris.
So what did Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation, Louis Armstrong's When the Saints Go Marching In, Nas's debut album, Illmatic, and Kermit the Frog's The Rainbow Connection have in common? They're all among the 25 recordings being inducted to the National Library of Congress's National Recording Registry. This is ABC News.
The Bible is under attack. Last year, California's governor even banned private Bible study groups. Now, Greg Kelly Reports investigates the movement to ban the Bible. Watch Greg Kelly on Newsmax TV tonight at 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. Eastern as he reveals the dangers to Christians. Find Newsmax TV on all major cable systems or get it free on Roku, YouTube, Xumo, Pluto, and smart TVs. Plus, download the free Newsmax app on your phone. Protect your Bible for Newsmax TV's Kelly tonight.
ABC News.
Bad decisions limit future options. Make enough bad decisions and you'll destroy your life. Listen to The Flot Line with your host, Rick Hughes, every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m.
catering menu to choose from. Check out one of their locations in New Lenox and Homer Glen. You can see their full menu, and to order online, visit pizzamiaonline.com. That's pizzamiaonline.com. It's Wednesday night. EDGYTIM is here. Coach Rod is here. The best high school football fans in the state are here. It's time for Pigskin Preview. Coaches, players, fans, and experts. You get them all right here on Pigskin Preview. Powered by State Farm agents Kevin Malloy and John Wright.
And welcome to the Week 2 Spring Edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. I am EDGYTIM, and as you heard, I am here, joined by the coach, Joe Rodeghero, and Evan Bredesen. I want to thank our sponsors, State Farm agent Kevin Malloy in New Lenox and John Wright in Joliet. Like a good neighbor, Joe?
State Farm is there.
And Pizza Mia, 2 area locations, Homer Glen and New Lenox. To serve you, visit Pizza Mia at pizzamiaonline.com. That's pizzamiaonline.com. Joe?
Sir?
It's speed round tonight. We've got a 1-hour show, so we've got 10 pounds of
going.
junk to pack in a 5-pound bag. Terrible transition, but let's bring in the number one coach in the area. Our guy, you know him, you love him. Head coach of the Lincoln Way East Griffins, Rob Zvonar, taking a few moments to join us. Sir, good evening and welcome to 2021 spring season.
Hey, Ed. Hey, Coach Joe. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, Rob.
Good to have you here, my friend. Well, in fine fashion, kicked off the season, got a nice big win week 1 against Bolingbrook. And first of all, just the thought and the feel of being back out on the field.
Yeah, well, you know, things continue to be strange because my buddy John Ivlo, it's now Air Ivlo. He only threw the ball 53 times.
That's right.
So it just right along with the script of weirdness, you know. So anyway, it was tremendous being back out there, and it may have a little different feel than the fall and chasing playoffs and all that. But the bottom line was once that ball was snapped, we were playing football, and there's nothing the kids needed more than that. So it was wonderful, and it just not enough superlatives to talk about how special it's been being back, and we're excited to continue. And it's gonna, I said from the beginning, we got to stay in the moment because it's going to end way too soon. We're already looking at less than 30 days, but try not to look ahead and just stay right here in the moment. And that was all the practice today, and we'll do it again tomorrow and head over to HF on Friday.
Rob, when I talked to Edgy, as I was in the parking lot, I said, this is the first time in 10 years doing games over there that I actually got to park on the east side of Lincoln Way East rather than a quarter mile away on the west side of the school. It was beautiful. I didn't know there was a parking lot on the east side of the school because I'm always on the west side. But you know, right off the bat, you know, Jamal, you know, 70 yards, touchdown the line, did a great job. He went basically untouched for a touchdown, but defensively, I was very impressed. And as you said, Messi threw the ball 53 times, but defensively, especially your front four, I thought did an outstanding job putting pressure on him and doing what was needed to do for a first game. I know you had to be pleased with those 4 guys up front.
Yeah, sure. You know, you started with Jamal Johnson, and if you remember how he finished up last year, he had the big games in the quarters against HF. In the semifinals, he went for 150 against Marist, played well in the state championship game. So he picked right up where he left off, and we're awful excited, about his opportunity for Bowling Green. But I do think he's a Power 5 running back that it kind of slipped through the cracks. Maybe had he had a fall season, things might be different, but we appreciate his opportunity at Bowling Green. And then, like you said, you know, it was a 7-on-7 game in some ways for our defense, but with the linemen, and I'm sure glad we got to bring those 4. We had 6 guys rotating in, and when you throw the ball 53 times, you're running all over the field, you get gas. So we kept some fresh bodies out there, and I thought as the game went on, they got even stronger. So it was a lot of fun to watch the Owen Fabies, the Ryan Farmers, Mike Cardilli, Quentin Rodney. The list goes on with Nick Fushi, and I don't want to miss everybody that was out there. I miss one guy, but that lineman Jack Hawkinson was an unbelievable player of the game for us on D. So those 6 guys up front, I think, is really what allowed us to settle in that night. And we everybody acted like they hadn't played football in 15 months in that first half, and we settled down third quarter and played pretty good on both sides of the ball. So yeah, it was a fun start. And as they say though, we're right back in the fire here with a final farewell celebrity tour for my good friend Craig Bazia. And we've had our battles through the years, but there's not a guy in this profession I respect more in terms of being a football guy and just a tremendous, tough, old school guy who looked leukemia in the face and said, nope, not me. And he's back out there coaching. And, the respect level for HF and Craig is through the roof. And we know we'll have one last great battle this Friday.
Well, I know you always like to have a good luck charm on your side whenever you can. So I'm going to be at the game Friday, whatever that means.
Well, we're glad you're going to be there, and you keep coming until it goes south on us. We're going to put you on that COVID list. You ain't allowed in.
I've only been unwelcome once out of my entire career at Lincoln Way East, so I've done okay. I've done okay.
I'll take those odds any day of the week, brother.
You have a very nice core of seniors. One I want to talk about in particular, and kind of related to that, how much different is it coaching seniors that are kind of like super seniors? And one kid in particular, Matt Cordes, the amount of progress he's made in his game, both physically and just it's amazing the progression he's made, Coach.
Yeah, I tell you what, that super senior, you're correct. I mean, these kids were big kids back in the fall, and then first time we've ever seen them, a few months later, they get him bigger and stronger and faster. And Matt's certainly done that. He took advantage of the extended off season and is doing a great job out there. He's the captain of our defense. Had a lot of games. Obviously, played all 14 games last year. Him and Peyton North, the linebacker, are captains and seasoned veterans, and they've really been doing a good job leading the defense. And on, Ryan Stewart, offensive lineman, and Jamal are the captains on offense. And you had Max Tomzak played a ton last year. So we did sprinkle in some returning players, but we probably had 16, 17 kids starting their first varsity game, some being those seniors that, never not started until their junior year and then now back playing. So it took us a little while to settle in, but you're right. Matt Cordes has done a great job. And again, in my opinion, a Power 5 kid who Bowling Green's getting a heck of a player. What did you see from HF from the film against Lockport? Same old HF. Same old. They're just as well coached and as tough and as athletic on both sides of the ball. As you can see, I really love the new quarterback, Pratt. He just is a tremendous, even 19 out of 24, completing every ball. They got weapons. They got the big old line again. They fly around on defense. You always, every year, you kind of hope to put on that tape and just hope there's a little chink or a little difference. And they looked exactly the same as they always do. So it's going to be one of those games again. We've seen them a bunch last year, and I really, Warren obviously deserved to be there, but the HF on any given day, if they're on the opposite side of the bracket or something, they might have finished the season in DeKalb as well last year. So they're tremendous again. And you mentioned HF's quarterback, Alexander Pratt, who I've been watching for like 3 years now, and you see him in these various camps, and then you scratch your head and go, wait a minute, he's a backup. How is this kid a backup? And as you mentioned, Coach, I think it's a situation that's similar in your case as well, where, there's so much talent and depth at HF. It's kind of very similar where Buzz has got guys that have been on that bench for a couple of years that could very well just step in and fill a lot of holes and not miss a whole lot. There's no doubt. And, the same with us. They had a handful of returning starters that are doing a great job, especially on the offensive side. They probably, I wasn't sad to see the Pauling kid go to Cincinnati in January. Yeah, no doubt. But they may have got hit by that mid-year graduation a little bit here and there. But same old HF. And really, again, I think I would not really want to be the guy that follows Plus. They'll get a great person there, it'd be great. But what a tough job, a 10-year dynasty that guy developed over there, and to come in after him, they'll do fine because he has a tradition. But those are not the follow jobs you want to get. Yeah.
No, you're right.
No, you want to be the guy after the guy, I think is usually more beneficial for sure. So we're in this shortened season. I know we've gone back and forth about playoffs, no playoffs. Obviously the goal number one is 6-0, but in this kind of year, in this scenario, Rob, what are the other goals, maybe from a team standpoint?
Yeah, it's a mix. We want to feature the seniors because there's a short turnaround for the fall, though. You got to look a little bit at the development of the younger kids, and we've been able to do that in practice. We've probably used, our lower level, our sophomores group a little bit more mingled in with the varsity, just because we know, turn the page in June. That's our team. It's not like you have this January, February, March, April off season to develop these kids. You got to be right there with them. So that's kind of our two focuses. Let's make it. We're not changing who we are. This isn't going to turn into Park District basketball. Everybody gets a smiley face ribbon. We're going to stay tough and competitive and accountable and keep loving them up in every way we can. We made that decision when we started this. This isn't just going to be for fun. We're going to be who we are. But at the same time, we're looking out to make sure the seniors have as good an experience. And secondarily, we got to push the fast forward button a little bit with a few things we're doing to get next year's crew ready.
All right, my friend, I know you're busy, so I appreciate you jumping on for a few minutes. Wish you the best of luck Friday. I will see you out there. And again, stay healthy and look forward to seeing you on Friday.
All right. I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you.
All right. Good luck, Rob.
All right, Rob Zvonar joining us from Lincoln Way East, and we certainly appreciate it. Rob, very busy this spring. He's got some other things going with his boys. And pretty soon, before you know it, Joe, those boys are going to be up playing maybe up at that high school level, probably sooner than a lot of us realize. Right. But again, always appreciate Rob taking time out of his schedule. So again, broadcast schedule is as follows: tomorrow night, 6 o'clock kickoff, and I want to clarify that is a Friday night. I'm sorry, I'm all screwed up now with the days. Football never stops in the spring, Joe, as you well know.
For you, I know it doesn't.
There's Thursday games, there's Sunday night games, there's Monday games.
But the game I'll be at,
the game that Joe will be at, will be Friday night, 6 o'clock kickoff, and I want to clarify that because if you look at IHSA, it shows a 7:30 kickoff. That is incorrect. The varsity kickoff will be 6 o'clock. You can hear that game right here on 1340 WJOL. Lincoln Way West at Lincoln Way Central. Always a big tilt. There's no doubt about it. So that is the game of the week. And again, we just heard from Rob Zvonar from Lincoln Way East. We will also hear from Matt Harding around 6:25 from Minooka. Matt getting his first career win out at Minooka. Again, actually on the road at Plainfield East. I want to congratulate him. Minooka opening up their brand new home stands tomorrow.
Terrific.
Friday. I keep doing it. Friday. How many times? Is there a betting pool yet on how many times I refer to?
Not yet.
I'm going to start a dollar fine system. We're going to raise a lot of money for a very deserving charity.
Off, it buzzes, yeah.
Are we done? Are you guys done complaining? Can we move on with the show?
Yeah, okay.
A couple of old ladies walking across from me. Anyway, so again, that'll be the game. That'll be the game of the week. Joe, the WJOL EDGYTIM.com Big 5 poll for week 2. And nobody really cares. Don't worry about it. As far as the area schedule is concerned, you know what? We're going to throw it to commercial. Let's do the commercial, and then we'll come back with Matt Harding. And then after Matt, we've got some time. We'll break down some of the games before we sign off at 7 o'clock. So this has been the Week 2 Spring Edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. Don't go away. Matt Harding, head coach of Minooka, will join us. This is Pigskin Preview on 1340 WJOL.
When several of the city of Joliet's past police chiefs and a major police union unanimously endorse a candidate for Joliet City Council at large, it speaks volumes. Dave Gertis, Fred Hayes, Al Rochner, Brian Benton, and the Joliet Fraternal Order of Police Supervisors Association have all thrown their support behind Warren Doris, because Warren is a consensus builder. He's worked hard over the years to build trust between the police and the community, and that's how we can all create better public safety and a better Joliet.
This is Warren Doris. I'm proud of my endorsements, and I pledge to be a champion for all of Joliet. I would be honored to have your support.
Warren will work with businesses and residents to boost economic development, control growth, and bring our neighborhoods together. Having Warren Doris as a Joliet City Councilman at large is exactly what Joliet needs right now.
Whether you vote early or on April 6th, please elect me, Warren Doris, Joliet City Councilman at large. Learn more at jolietforjoliet.com. Paid for by the committee to elect Warren Doris.
Life is full of surprises, some good, some not so good. That's why State Farm agent John Wright is here with good neighbor service and great rates for everyone. Yep, that's right. State Farm agent John Wright can give you great rates and great service. That's why he was one of a few selected as the best insurance agents in Will County by the Reader's Choice again in 2020. When you want the real deal, call John Wright in Joliet today.
Are you struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? Then let State Farm agent Michelle Kerfin in Homer Glen help you simplify and get to a better state. Because with Michelle Kerfin handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else and more money too. Because adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40% and actually help you get ahead. Call State Farm agent Michelle Kerfin in Homer Glen and get to a better state with State Farm. Find Michelle online at insurewithmichelle.com.
High school football on 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. It is the Week 2 edition spring version of the Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. We're going to go out to the phone lines, Joe.
Yes, sir.
This gentleman got his first career win as a high school head coach out at Minooka.
Very good.
You know him, you love him. Matt Harding joining us. Matt, first of all, congratulations on win number 1.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys having me on.
You did it in fine fashion. You kind of rolled things up in week 1 against Plainfield East. Got to imagine it was a pretty good feeling a week coming off that big win.
Yeah, no, it was a great feeling. The offense started out, kind of a little slow and left some points out there. But after about the first quarter or so, things started to click. And, we got 19 new guys starting because we graduated everybody but 3.
Yeah.
It's a great way to go out there that first game.
Wait a minute, dude. You left points out there? You scored 58 points. What are you talking about? You left points out there.
Yeah, we had a missed field goal and a 4th down stop in the red zone. It's some missed points that we left out there.
Well, fire a couple of those overpaid coaches and start over.
I was going to say, always a head coach, always a critic.
I want to talk about some of those kids, maybe some of those newer faces that have stepped up for you and kids we need to keep an eye on. And I want to start with Dooley, your quarterback. And he's a guy, Matt, I have had a chance to see him. He was at a couple of my camps and saw him in a couple of the showcases. And, boy, he looked good all winter and all fall. And it's got to be exciting to see a young guy get in there and really do something for you.
Yeah, Kevin is actually playing on our sophomore team.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So he's down on our sophomores. He had a tremendous game. I think he had over 200 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. The future's bright with him. He's got a really bright future ahead of him. Our starting quarterback now is Josh Davis.
Yeah.
He started 2 games for us last year when we had our quarterback knocked out on a legal hit. He filled the shoes tremendously here this past week at Plainfield East.
Coach, you talked about leaving points on the board and things, but that's, to me, when I saw the score on Friday night, that was impressive to me. Who were some of the kids because again, you don't get much. Edgy and I were talking about, I tried to find stuff about the game. It was just hard to find anything. Who were some of the key offensive guys for you last Friday night?
Yeah, Hunter Ryan, our tailback. He's a guy that you keep feeding him the ball. He gets stronger as the game goes on. He ended up having about, I think it was 161 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns, and then also a receiving touchdown too. So he had four total touchdowns there. We were able to keep running the football. So we just kept feeding the ball to Hunter and Josh Davis. And, we threw the ball when we needed to. And Josh made some great reads, So we do have some up-and-comers, wide receivers, Trevor Hudak and Malik Armstrong. They're all 6'1", 6'2", and can run like the wind. So, they're going to be a threat on the outside when we do need to air the ball out. And then defensively, we gave up a couple busted plays, and obviously that's going to happen every once in a while with the new defensive group. But we do have tremendous speed, and our front, 7 are going to be able to stop the run. With our linebacker core with Zach Wanggerter and Mason Cave on the outside. We've got a Sam linebacker and Ivan Dahlberg that's going to be our encyclopedia basically on the football field. And then the 3 guys up front are tremendous. They're able to stuff gaps and read their keys and react to the football.
You mentioned that you just kept giving the ball to Hunter, and who are the guys up front that paved the way? You got to have good offensive linemen to run. You said you just kept running the football. So the guys up front, or the big uglies I call, must have did an outstanding job.
Yeah, they did. And surprisingly enough, we have one senior on that front group. Yeah. So Dylan Meyer led the way. Obviously, he's a two-way player for us. So he kind of led the way. Our center is obviously a junior, and Sean Williamson. And then we do have 2 sophomores starting on our offensive line.
Wow.
So these guys are, they're bigger than me. They're taller than me, bigger than me, and they're only 15 years old, 16 years old. So that's pretty good. And then we do have a left tackle that is pretty dynamic. He's got some unbelievable feet. He's all of 6'4", 270, obviously playing left tackle. So they did a great job of opening up the holes, and anytime you can rush for over 300 yards, you got to tip your hat to that front 5 up there.
Without a doubt.
Coach, Oswego East this week certainly brings, I think, probably a little bit different dimension than Plainfield East. And, there's some talent as always, and that. There's always skill talent at Oswego East. You start with Michael Ford, a quarterback, and Jared Beatty, again, has gotten a ton of scholarship offers. So fill us in a little bit on the Wolves and what maybe your fans can expect out of Oswego East.
Yeah, they're well coached, and they're athletic and fast. Every time we go in there, it's usually Minooka's undefeated and Oswego East is undefeated. It's a battle right off the beginning. It's usually scoring, and it's going to be a slugfest up front. I think their offensive line does a pretty good job, of what they're doing, and they're physical. And then once again, their tailback, quarterback, wide receivers, they're very athletic. They get the ball out in space, and they try to get you one-on-one, and you got to be able to make some open field tackles. Defensively, they kind of changed their defense a little bit from previous years. And Beatty out on the outside, he is a threat, obviously, in the pass game and the run game. So you definitely got to have an awareness of where he's at on the football field.
Fill us in on, and I talked about this when we first came on the air about just the vibe and how your kids just enjoyed themselves on Friday. I mean, I saw it all weekend long, where I just saw kids smile and kids really happy, and and they all mentioned about, it finally started to feel a little bit normal, that they're finally back and finally playing.
Yeah, it was kind of eerie at the beginning when we're doing warm-ups, and kids are like, wow, we're actually going to do this, because they've been putting it off in their head that we're not going to have a season, or it's postponed, or whatever it is. And, I kept telling the kids, let's do everything right, because we're going to get to play 6 games, if we do everything right. And then the excitement, obviously, getting out onto the field and doing our pregame, you could tell that it was a weight lifted off their shoulders. And it was just an exciting atmosphere, to be out there. Whether there's only 400, 500 people in the stands, it didn't matter. We were back to playing, obviously, football, and that's what we kept preaching to the kids. And they've done a tremendous job throughout this whole entire pandemic going on. And, with all the meetings and our practices that we were able to have, they've always kept their head up. And, the future's bright with these kids because of the adversity that they had. Yep. And how they're conquering this adversity. That's going to do more down the long run than just winning a football game on Friday night.
You are right.
Yeah, 100%. I think what's going to be fun Friday as well, and Joe, as you know, I'm usually walking around the rugged streets of Shanahan, walking Woody the super dog around the neighborhood, and the neighbors are stopping me and saying, "Hey, Minooka's playing football. When's the first home game?" Well, Coach, fill us in. What is the ticket situation for the home games this year?
So obviously, our home athletes are getting 4 tickets per kid. Our conference rule is 2 tickets for away kids. There is a pool for the junior seniors that they can put in for, and I think they're going to take 200 and some, obviously, junior senior students for a student section. And then I believe that they just released a link online that parents or fans can actually sign up for tickets. Obviously, I don't know how many tickets that is. It might be able to get about 1,000 people or 1,200 people in that stadium. It's pretty big.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that too. A lot of people might not realize there's been some tremendous upgrades out of Minooka. Turf a year or two ago, and now a brand new. Look at Joe celebrating a brand new press box, brand new home side. Basically, if you've ever been to Minooka, the visiting side is now the home side, and vice versa. And Matt, I'm still, even with a limited capacity crowd, I'm still really interested to see how that plays on Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be great. The one thing I think it's going to be extremely loud.
Yeah.
The bleachers are actually sealed off on our side, so there's no openings for sound to get out. And then they also just put in a brand new sound system within the stadium too. So I was actually in the weight room on Tuesday, and I could hear it through the door that's shut. They were testing the sound system out there, playing some music. So it's unbelievable. I hear there's some good things in the works, possibly down the road here about some upgrades inside the building. And I just want to thank the administration and obviously athletic department, everybody working together so hard to make that stadium. It is truly unbelievable when you stand out there on the field and look at it.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get out there this year. There is no doubt about it. Did you have a moment? Did you have a moment after Friday when you kind of sat back and it maybe hit you a little bit? I mean, pal, you worked so hard to get this, and you finally got it. You got your first shot, and you pulled off a win. Did you have a moment Friday or Saturday?
I did. A couple people told me to try to relax and kind of just take it in at the beginning. And, it's hard because you're out there trying to get the kids jacked up and ready to play the game. I truly don't think it really hit me until after the win, and I talked to Coach Coons, and I'm walking back, and, Josh Davis and the team presented me, obviously, with the game ball for my first head coaching win, and that's probably when, the emotion hit me the most is, the kids were excited obviously for me, and then the team, being 1-0 at, I think it was probably about 10:15 at night. The game took forever.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, Coach, that other than winning a state championship, which hopefully will be in your future, you will never, take it from me, you'll never forget the first win and all those guys and all the coaches on that team. You'll never forget that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, they do an unbelievable job, my assistant coaches. Tell you what, Coach Watson, Coach Slusher, Coach Rez, Coach Williams, Coach Garcia, they do a tremendous job, to get these kids ready on Friday night.
Joe, didn't you defeat like Harmon Killebrew in your first game?
Pretty close.
Sorry, I couldn't let that go, Joe. I had to throw that out there. Matt, appreciate it, pal. Again,
Yes,
just congratulations on the first win. Good luck tomorrow night against Oswego East. And again, I will definitely come see you sometime soon, promise.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys very much. I appreciate you having me on.
All right, Matt Harding joining us from Minooka Community High School. And again, guys, there's a guy I'm very, very happy for.
Yes.
Longtime assistant, worked and finally landed that head coaching job. And you saw the results. Big win week one. And that's a lot of points to put up in a week one after being off for 500 days?
Right. And the way the program has been elevated over the last 3 or 4 years, and take it from me, I still remember the first game, back in 1860 or 1875 that I won. But I guarantee you he felt a lot of inner pressure.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'll guarantee it.
No doubt.
Because following the guys that he did and getting the job and wanting to do all the right things, and he got his first win, and he showing the people of Minooka that he's a pretty good darn coach too.
And you waited so long.
Yes.
Yeah,
how about it?
It seemed like it just took forever and ever and ever. But again, congratulations to Matt. And we'll see. Minooka, big game this week. There's no doubt. Oswego East, very solid. I think one of the better teams in the west side of the conference. So we'll see. And I might be eyeing 1 week in particular where I might find my way home. Like the wayward lost soul that I am, I might find my way home just before the end of the year. So
I can't wait to see the press box.
I know.
So I know
you saw the old one enough.
Well, I mean,
sorta.
I almost would fall out of it every game. So seriously,
wasn't as bad as DeKalb though.
No,
not DeKalb High School.
No, yeah. Well, we had other concerns there.
All right, we got a couple minutes. Let's run through the area schedule for this week. Joe, Providence with the loss over Brother Rice, 28-7. They go on the road and take on Niles Notre Dame Friday, 6 p.m. kickoff.
Who is also 0-1. Also, they lost last week, and hopefully Celtics can get on track again. I think all these teams, whether they won or they lost, will show a better effort this week.
Huge game Sunday night. This was impacted a bit by COVID because Fenwick missed game 1, so they had to make up a practice day. So that's why this game was moved back to Sunday. So this will be a Sunday 6 o'clock kickoff at Triton College. Guys, this is a big game. This I think could be the biggest test JCA has for the rest of the year. Honestly, JCA on the road taking on Fenwick at Triton Sunday at 6 o'clock. Follow my Twitter, by the way. I will be at that game on Sunday. Joe?
Just, last week we talked about this with Fenwick. We knew that they weren't going to play week 1. So we just wondered about, is this going to affect Fenwick at all? I know where I'm going to be at 6 o'clock next to my computer watching this game online.
Coal City, Joe, big win week 1 on the road at Mantino.
Yeah, I saw Asa Cooper had a big game.
Yeah, good player.
Kohlers. Yeah, great player. Mantino got beat last week, so the Kohlers are going in the right direction.
The Piatone on the road at Streeter, Joe.
I didn't get a score of a Streeter game, but I know Piatone did win, so they're 1-0. So I'm looking for them to do the same this week.
Hey, let's go at the phone line real quick. Bob, not that Bob, but Bob on the phone. Hello, Bob.
Hello, fellas. How are you?
That familiar voice. How are you, my friend?
Good.
Happy weird football season.
Yeah.
Hey there. Hey, I just want to commend the Minooka coach. I think their conference doing a great thing, giving some of the home or visiting teams tickets to go.
Yes.
And I
Bob, you have to. You really have to.
Helper are leaving Sunday. Where should we meet?
Hold on. What was that? Oh, for the game. I am supposed to be socially distanced, sir.
Yeah, right.
My mom taught me about people like you.
Aren't you vaccinated yet?
No,
Okay.
I'm not special. I'm not one of those special ones. Soon.
Oh, he's special, all right.
Soon.
Not in the
Soon.
shot one.
Hey, you're awful special.
Once I am, I'm hugging all of you. I'm hugging you, Joe. I'm hugging you, Evan. I'm hugging everybody. Even you, Bob, if I do run into you. But I have security to handle things like that, so.
Well, can I be the security guy then?
No, I need someone that's licensed and armed. Bob, it's always great to hear from you. We got to snip you short because we're short on time, but I'll come find you Sunday.
Great talking to you.
All right, Bob.
I can't go. That's why I called.
Oh, okay. Well.
No visitors tickets.
Okay. All right. Well.
It'll be online. I know I'm going to
I'll be there. I'll tell you all about it when I drive on my way home. All right, Bob. Thanks to Bob for calling. Always good to hear from him.
Yes.
One more before we take a break. Wilmington, they get a win. They're on the road at Herscher.
Herscher's 1-0 also. Sounded like in the little bit of a piece that
Pretty tight game for Wilmington there.
Yeah, they jumped out though 23. Unlike Bishop McNamara, they held on.
35-24 win over Lyle.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe Coach Reentz played some more players.
You sure about Herscher? I got Herscher losing to the Tone.
Oh, that's right. They are
22-13.
Right. Yes. Yes, they got beat.
By the way, I just want to throw this out there before the break. It is not us necessarily being unprepared.
Yeah,
It is very difficult finding anything these days with the coverage, and maybe in a week or two we'll bring on Seuss and talk a little bit about that. And they've done a great job, but outside of what's going on out of their network, some of these others, it's been rough. It's been a rough coverage year. So maybe Seuss in a week or two we'll have him on and we'll talk about it a little bit. But all right, let's take a break. When we come back, we will open up the phone line a little bit. We'll have a little bit of time. We'll finish up recapping the Week 2 area games. This has been the Week 2 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
Tune in to 1340 WJOL every Tuesday morning at 9:30 for Life with Vitality, hosted by local weight loss and wellness expert Davis Jaspers from Vitalife of New Lenox. Life with Vitality covers health topics related to weight and diet. Learn more about your body, the science behind weight loss, and how the Vitalife program can help you lose 20 to 40 pounds in 40 days. Listen to Davis Jaspers on Life with Vitality on 1340 WJOL every Tuesday at 9:30, and learn about the Vitalife weight loss program at vitalifeweightloss.com.
Money Talks with 1340 WJOL. You could win $1,000 a day. Now, here's this hour's keyword.
Fountain. F-O-U-N-T-A-I-N. Fountain is your keyword. Go to WJOL.com and enter for your chance to win. Good luck.
Hey, football fans, score big when you order award-winning amazing pizza from Pizza Mia. Find out why customers continuously come back for that one-of-a-kind pizza and amazing chicken. Whether it's their famous thin-crust pizza or barbecue ribs, you're sure to be satisfied. Planning a family gathering or event? Pizza Mia has a full catering menu to choose from. Check out one of their locations in New Lenox and Homer Glen. You can see their full menu, and to order online, visit PizzaMiaOnline.com. That's PizzaMiaOnline.com.
What a year, what a winter. We can all use something to be happy about, and saving money is a good way to start. So why not reach out to my office, the Malloy State Farm office, to see what State Farm Bundle can do for you. Simply call 815-463-5800. Like a good neighbor, the team is there for you, and make sure you tune in on the first and third Monday of each month from 9:30 to 10 on WJOL to listen to our news segment, Helping Life Go Right.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333, or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift. I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift.
This is what a group of kids said when asked what they wanted for Easter dinner.
Pork chops and rice, green beans, carrots, jelly beans.
While some of their answers may have been surprising, what wasn't surprising was the fact that for many of these kids, having access to consistent meals any day of the year is a real struggle for their parents.
I'm just really blessed if the bills are paid and the kids have something for breakfast in the morning before school and dinner when they get home.
At Morning Star Mission, a Chicagoland family can get the hope they need to celebrate Easter. And how does it start? With a box full of food, canned goods, and more.
I don't have to worry about how I'm going to make the dinner, what's going to be for dinner. That the kids will be able to wake up knowing that we're going to have a nice day.
Renewed hope, changed lives. It's what the Easter season and Morning Star Mission is all about. So learn more today at morningstarmission.org. That's morningstarmission.org.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The new Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed is the only bed that effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. And now the new Queen Sleep Number 360 C4 Smart Bed is only $14.99, plus special financing, only for a limited time. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Research shows people remember radio ads that remind them of the past. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's an ad that'll really take you back.
Back in my day, I heard a voice from the radio say, Liberty Mutual customizes my home insurance, so I only pay for what I need. I'm getting on in years now, but heavens to Betsy, there are some things an old fella like me just never forgets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. The best football in the state plays right here on 1340 WJOL and WJOL.com.
On the frozen tundra of Joliet War Memorial Stadium. Welcome back to the Week 2 Spring Edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL Will County's News Talk Sports. And geez, boys, I hope we're done with frozen tundras for a while.
So do I. Believe me.
Now, wait a minute. All right. You're going to go there. We're going to get into this a little bit.
Well, I mean,
it was chilly Friday.
I didn't really get
If
cold
you're
till
a
the
press
fourth
box guy, it's a little chilly out there. It wasn't terrible. It could have been a lot worse. Evan, do you agree it could have been a lot worse than it was?
It could always be worse. That doesn't mean it was good.
But it wasn't bad.
Joe and I were fairly comfortable in the
I
stands
thought-
at Lincoln Way East until the sun went down, and once it got
Yeah.
completely down and it
Yeah.
was a black sky.
Not a lot of wind, though.
We had a lot of wind
Yeah,
though because we were up high,
Did ya?
so it was kind of swirling around with us and started. And so by the fourth quarter, our feet started getting cold.
Yeah, once your
that's
feet
when we
start
knew we
getting
were cold.
The swirling winds of Lincoln Way East.
I did have a montage with the whole John Facenda where I was just going to dump
There you go.
Lambeau Field for Lincoln Way East High
Awesome.
School because I think it took me 24 hours to thaw out.
Oh, I got home and hit that hot shower right away.
Oh, yeah, Joe.
You said you were hitting the shower and coffee right away, Coach.
Oh, I bet it was a little different, a little more than coffee, but we'll save that.
We'll save that for after.
We'll save that
hours.
for the Edgy Tim After Hours show.
Yes.
Of course, this edition and every edition brought to you by State Farm agents John Wright in Joliet and Kevin Malloy in New Lenox, like a good neighbor, Joe.
State Farm is there.
Pizza Mia, 2 area locations, Homer Glen, New Lenox. Visit pizzamiaonline.com, pizzamiaonline.com. Go order one today. Sounds kind of good, actually. I'm not going to lie. Broadcast schedule, Lincoln Way West at Lincoln Way Central, Friday, 6 p.m. kickoff, 5:15, Friday Night Lights. See? Only take me 2 or 3 weeks to figure it out.
That's
So
going to be a good game, too.
that will be a good game. It's a good game every year. Both coming off wins, so it's a positive. Should be a good ball game. Let's go through quickly. We'll go through the remaining schedule, Joe. Plano versus Morris. Morris also playing their first game on their brand new renovated stadium, Joe. Yes, send the cows out to pasture. It's now field turf at Morris.
Who would ever thunk that? Wow.
Tell you what, Joe, it is phenomenal looking. They did a great
I'm
job.
sure
They did the lights, they did the turf, they did the visitor stands. I believe they did a ton of stuff work at Morris. Maybe Alan Thorson will have mine next week and we'll talk about the renovations. I think Morris gets the win, goes to 2-0. Great game. Maybe one of the top games on the schedule. Your guys, Lamont, Joe, on the road at Hillcrest.
I know.
What's
Willie
the
Hayes-
vibe in the lunchroom, Joe?
Well, of course, all defensive
Socially
coaches
distanced.
are there's no lunchroom this year.
I know.
But I know Coach Hayes is a little nervous about.
He's a new dad. He's nervous about everything.
This is true. This is true. But yeah, they know this is going to be a tough task against a very good Hillcrest.
The
team.
Steelmen, Joliet Central on the road at Plainfield South, both coming off a loss. Oswego took it to Plainfield South 24-0. That score surprised me a little bit because this Plainfield South team had some talent coming
Right,
back.
Right. But again, like we always say, you got to slay the dragon, and that's Oswego.
Two teams also coming off losses. Plainfield Central on the road over to the far east side, taking on Plainfield East.
You know, both teams scored points, and again, in talking to Coach Matt, he said that, you know, Plainfield East moved the ball. They had a couple broken plays in that. So I'm looking for a tight contest there.
Romeoville on the road, again, coming off a loss in week 1. They lost 35-0 to Plainfield North, Joe. They are on the road taking on Joliet West. Of course, the Tigers lost 35-14 in week 1 to Oswego East.
Right. I'm looking for Joliet West to get on that winning trail.
Yep. Speaking of Oswego East, they are 1-0 and on the road taking on Minooka at the refurbished reservation. I don't know if that's proper anymore.
No, you can't say that.
Okay. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for warning me ahead of time. At the brand renovated Minooka Stadium.
This is another big game. And I think if this again was the regular schedule, this was the one that we'd have marked off that make or break your season here with this game.
Yeah, no doubt. Oswego, as I said, impressive 24-0 win over Plainfield South in week 1.
Yeah, can we talk about very quickly with Oswego about how this season there's all these weird results and strange scores, and we're seeing weird things happen in games. And then I see Oswego at Plainfield South.
Business as usual.
It's, hey, they won 24-0. Their defense pitched a shutout, and their offense, they ran the ball 90% of the time, and were just efficient at 4 yards a pop. And you're going, as much as things change, I guess sometimes they do really just stay the same with that team.
Welcome to Oswego football.
It is a machine.
Same grass field, same everything.
It's unbelievable.
And Brian Cooney has continued all that tradition. They will hit you in the mouth. They will out physical most teams. And they're really good this year. I have a certain week scheduled on the calendar that I think things could come down to and be very interesting at the end of the year. But they're on the road, taking on Plainfield North. And, Joe, that's another team. And we talk about teams with identities. Plainfield North and Anthony and Bordino's team, speed.
I don't know where they get those guys
every year,
but they do.
It goes to that check program, going back to Tony Holler, and it is just, there is a tremendous focus on speed in that program, and they have it every year. And we all know speed; it's dangerous, and North always has it.
And going back to Oswego, in their field, their grass is impeccable no matter what time of the year it is. Their field is
it's time. It's time to move up. Same with the East. I mean, because that's the big hang up, because they're both going to have to get it at the same time.
Right.
Game that I will be covering Friday evening, 7:00 kickoff, Lincoln Way East, Joe, at home at Flossmoor. Probably the remaining top game in the blue, I would think.
Yeah, right off the bat. Yep. A little bit different defensive task for Coach Zvonar and the boys against a homeward Flossmoor team.
Sandburg taking on Lockport. Joe, I think we all had really high expectations for the Porters. Can they bounce back and get a win here?
I think they can. I know Sandburg, they scored 35 points right away against Stagg right off the bat and kind of stayed there the rest of the game, probably playing a lot of players. So, again, I think this is a huge point of the 6-game schedule for George.
One of the more interesting start times this weekend, Bolingbrook hosting Bradley. It is a Saturday 2:30 kickoff out at Bolingbrook High School, Joe.
Yeah, both teams coming off a loss. Again, we talked about this off the air a little bit with Bolingbrook. If they can get their running game going, it's going to serve them better. I know Missy threw the ball 53 times, but the one guy I really want to talk about is Andrew Mcelroy. And he caught, again, we didn't take any stats because we had to stand
lazy.
Up. Well, no, I mean, if I had 2 other hands, I probably could have done it.
My hands are cold.
No, it wasn't that.
I couldn't tweet by halftime, so I'm not going to give you too much grief.
But Andrew Mcelroy, the receiver, had between 12 and 15 catches with a touchdown.
And a big kid, right?
Yeah,
you said?
Yeah, he's going to be a guy to watch out for, in my opinion, in this area. I don't know if he's going anywhere or whatever, but college guys have to take a look at this guy. And Tyler McLaurin had an interception, big interception, the first touchdown. He's everything that John talked about. He was all over the field. He got hurt a little bit, dinged up, but went back in. And the one thing John's team doesn't do, they quit. They don't quit.
Before we break down the game of the week, congratulations to Joe Curie and St. Francis. They got their first win over the weekend. They are 1-4 on the season. They are now on the road at Missouri Baptist, 5 o'clock kickoff Saturday for that game. And Joe, our game of the week, Lincoln Way West at Lincoln Way Central. Again, you can hear that on 1340 WJOL. 6 p.m. kickoff on Friday. Your thoughts?
Again, both teams coming off, big wins as far as I'm concerned. It's just going to be interesting to see how the defense of Lincoln Way West goes against the offense of Lincoln Way Central, having so many guys back.
All right. Well, believe it or not, our sprint is over.
Already?
We're going to have to wrap it up here in a minute. And again, we will be back next week. We will have a full 2-hour show. We'll have a full boat of guests and we'll start digging into some of this stuff. But again, weather looks relatively decent. I know Friday maybe a little too chilly for some of you, but I think we're going to be okay. I am making the Homewood Flossmoor to Shanahan to East St. Louis to Shanahan to Triton College to Shanahan commute this weekend. So I will be on the road driving quite a bit. So, Joe, if you're lonely, Evan, give me a call. I probably will be in the middle of a highway somewhere coming or going to a football game this weekend. But, hey, that's what I love to do. I'm getting out of the area. So I'm covering Lincoln Way East HF, going down to East St. Louis Saturday, watching East St. Louis at Peoria. As I told Evan, that will be a 4.5, 5-hour game. Score will be probably combined 120 at least.
Enough light bulbs on that scoreboard.
Then I will be at Triton College on Sunday to watch JCA Fenwick. So that's going to do it for us. EDGYTIM along with the coach Joe Rodeghero, Evan Bredesen, and was that even Phil Cantu I saw walking in here?
It was.
Wow, it's like Newt Rockney just walked in. Hey, thanks for listening, everybody. We will be back next week. This has been the Week 2 Spring Edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports.